Good morning, everybody, friends and colleagues. Welcome back to school. So excited to see you. I would like to begin by thanking our TCMS string quartet, Manav Mukherjee, Tariq Sula, Joseph Bustamante, and Javi Cordero for giving us some music as we walked in this morning. We're going to enjoy one more piece from this amazing, wonderfully talented group of people. Gentlemen, thanks. Manav, Tarek, Joseph, and Javi, amazing, amazing, and thanks so much to Jenny Multu for helping them prepare for this. It is also my pleasure to introduce you this morning to Gabe Kulik, BHS senior. He's been playing percussion since the 4th grade. He credits Brighton's music programs for having had a profound positive impact on his development as a musician, as a student, and as a person. Since French Road, his music teachers across all of his schools, including Mr. Dozier, Mrs. Parker, Mr. Myers, Ms. Lamb, Mr. Cooper, and Dr. Fisher, have nurtured his passion for percussion. In his words, he will be playing Libertango by Eric Samut on marimba. Thank you. That never ceases to amaze me. It is really unbelievable. And these performances, I think, are always this embodiment and example of what happens in our schools. So whether that's in any academic area, you pick it, or physically, athletically, that growth that happens over time. One of the many gifts, I think, of the job that I'm in is this perspective and getting to see things from an earlier stage to a later stage and see all things in between. And it's amazing to see the red and blue band at French Road, and it doesn't sound like that. I know you'd be surprised to hear that. And then see kids along the way and where they get to in 12th grade. I'm usually pretty amazed, by the way, just the fall to spring red and blue band growth. But that period over time, and it's just an example of what you do and how you get kids to that place, nurturing that gift, nurturing those talents, really thinking about how do we get them to the furthest place. And this is just, I think, a great example and a reminder of all that goes into that and what the result is. So amazing. Thank you again to our performers who are not behind me now, but thank you to them. So once again, welcome and thank you to all of you for being here this morning, and welcome back. We're so happy to have you. Please join me in welcoming our Board of Education, Alumni Association leader Stephen Gaudioso, and Jacob Kahn Restrepo, BHS Executive Council President, also here to greet you this morning. It's so great to see all of you and to be here together again to begin the journey. Probably be good if I find my remote before I start to go. I'd like to also begin by thanking some individuals in different departments who have done so much to get ready for school. But particularly, I think it's really important to think about the work that is done in terms of our buildings and grounds. Rob Luce, John Novelli, Mike Congelli, the building custodians, cleaners, entire B&G staff, they work inside and out tirelessly to get things ready for school. We have some special guests today that I'd like to introduce you to in a moment to make sure that they are recognized, because their work is, I think, pretty amazing, and it is so complicated, particularly now. You will have to deal with some construction in different places and some things that are still getting buttoned up and work that is still being done that will be done throughout the year. And the reality is, if we're going to continue to revitalize and modernize our facilities to meet your standard of instruction, to meet you where you are at in terms of excellence, and give you the facilities and our kids the facilities they need that are equal to that or parallel to that, it will require continued work. And it is impossible to do that work all at night or on weekends or in the summertime. It just is. To really get it done and get it done right and to be reasonable about that. So I want to say thank you to you for your patience in that, because we're going to be dodging dust and paint and big machinery and things that I'll talk about, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'll say that they are complicated and not easy, but they are difficult for you. And if you've ever been through a remodel at home, any kind of work at home, you can imagine what that's like, and it's like that, tenfold here. So there will be dust, there will be dirt, there will be grime. And in our buildings, the people that are responsible for having a facility for you that is safe, that is effective, that is ready to go for kids, have this just giant lift every year to get things ready. Then complicate that with construction and things that they cleaned and took care of that take a lot of work. Some of the things they do are multiple step things over a period of time that are really challenging and not easy to get done. And then they've had to redo those again. So, that presents a significant challenge that I want to point out and acknowledge their work today too. So we have with us, hopefully they can stand when I call their name. I'll probably embarrass them, but they deserve this recognition. Dave Luce, are you here? Dave Luce, right? Thank you, Dave. Matt Lazeski. Matt, are you here also? Thank you. Neil Lorgan. And Irvin Vega from Council Rock. And thank you for that. That was pretty amazing. That's wonderful. They do so much for all of us and deserve to know how much that means to us. It is never unappreciated. I also want to thank my colleagues on the leadership team. I'm so grateful for their work as well. They work so hard to support all of you, our students and our families. They're committed to getting it done and getting it done right. I find them to be humble, kind, thoughtful, intelligent leaders, great thinkers and advocates for you and for our students. I'm grateful for all that they have done to prepare for the year. Thanks to all of them, to Lou, to Allison, to Deanna, and there are certainly other people that we should be thanking as well. Please join me, whether it is this morning or in person, in giving a heartfelt thanks to everyone that has done so much to get ready for the year. Our clerical staff members throughout the district, business office staff, data support, human resources, Office of Student Support Services staff, technology, audiovisual, food service, and transportation staff who do so much for so many. It's often unsung again, but never underappreciated. And I'd also like to take a moment to specifically thank some people who do a lot to get this day ready for everybody. Lisa Hartman, Jack Whitmer, Tracy Glazer, Nicole Vandermeed, Eric Gruner, Dan Goldman, and of course Kim Lanza-Fame for all of their help all the time, but especially in preparation for today. So hopefully we can thank them in person for their work. We're also really very, very fortunate to be led by a Board of Education, many of whom are here today, who support our work in what I think is an increasingly uncommon way. So I usually share this story during Board Appreciation Week, but bear with me, I've probably said it here too. I seem to be repeating stories at this point, but I think it's important to take note of this. Our board comes from this long tradition, and I realize I probably need better hobbies, but I'm kind of infatuated with this idea of what we do relative to public education. And they come from this tradition in our country of having a group of people in your community represent your interests and figure out what is the best way to teach our kids. What do we want them to know and to learn? And it comes all the way from when we were first in colonies and people in the colony were in charge of certain things. Somebody had to take care of agriculture, somebody perhaps relations with the crown, somebody took care of whatever it was, but schools were an important part of that. And this tradition was from the idea that people in those places wanted to make sure that their children were educated, had knowledge and skills, so they would not be subject to a king or a queen without the tools to navigate that and to participate fully in their own self-determination. And that evolved in our country over time. It is far more inclusive and thoughtful now than it ever was before. But these people continue to volunteer. I think that's really important to point out. Volunteer their time to support your work. And I will tell you, as a person who works directly with this group of people most often on navigating changes in law, policy, regulation, thinking about, frankly, the big P politics of things and how it impacts us here, this is a group whose only questions at the end of the day have to do with what you need and what our children need. And they're navigating it during a time when partisan politics on all sides would like to shape the future of our democracy through public education and impact that in ways that would impact your work as educators. Yet our board continues to remain steadfast in supporting your work, supporting the right materials for kids, supporting an open, inclusive, thoughtful, and supportive environment. And they are pretty passionate, committed all the time to that. So I wanted to acknowledge that and point out to you that you are led by a group of people that will not rest until you continue to have what you need to do the right work for our kids and families and for all of our kids and families. Can you join me in thanking them for that work too? So here we are, back for another journey into the year. And I'm really excited, as I said, to start this. And to start with talking about some of the big rocks in the work. AI, profile of a graduate. Dr. I don't know if you know this, but no cell phones this year in school. We have 47 emails to prove you do. Never mind, I'm just kidding you. We're not going to talk about those things, actually. Forget about it. I think in so many ways, you are way on top of that, ahead of the curve, and doing great work in those important areas. I don't want to diminish those. But really this morning, I just want to focus on you, the people that are doing the work and the way that you do it. You are the difference makers. You are the dream makers. You are the people who inspire others to dream big, to imagine, to be happier, to be more fulfilled. Couldn't be more proud to work with you. There are a lot of challenges around us, no doubt. So those are kind of some of the instructional challenges, the school policy challenges that are out there. And we can't ignore some of the other ones. They exist all the time. I don't want to be obtuse or oblivious to those, whether it's the economic challenges, political, safety, cultural challenges, threats, concerns, there are plenty. And we realize that, and we have to manage those. In fact, by the end of last year, I was really wondering often where people were at, not just here, but everywhere, in communities and society. By the end of the last school year, people were tired. they were done. And trying to put a finger on that and understand that was important to me. Is it something just the obvious, all of those threats that I mentioned, or is there something more to that? What is it? Was something we kept asking ourselves. And I came to a place personally where I realized I could only control what was right in front of me, my own attitude, my own disposition, my own choices relative to greeting the work with enthusiasm and joy. Again, not to be oblivious to the other things, they're still there, they're important concerns, but I really had to focus on my own happiness, what was in front of me, and kept reflecting on that throughout the summer. And as that reflection continued, training camp opened. I am a Bills fan. Perfect, you're going to like the next piece then. And I was reflecting on it a lot and thinking about, and probably Hard Knocks helped with this too, but thinking about the culture around that organization and their success, especially as of late. I think that their general manager, Brandon Bean, and Coach Sean McDermott have done something really remarkable, and it reminded me of this organization. And I look at it as a fan, but I can't help but to also think about their work as leaders too. So the comparison to us, first, I think like us, they have figured out the right people. Drafting Josh Allen would be a great example. Not bad to have an MVP. In fact, in this room, a lot of number one draft picks. There's also an MVP here. High school English teacher Colleen Hall. Could you give us a stand-in wave very quickly? Finalist. New York State Teacher of the Year finalist. Amazing, right? A lot of number one draft picks in this room. But you're not just the most talented educators. You're the most talented people, which again, I think is so important to what they have done and what happens here. Because there's a lot of people that know content, there's a lot of people that have a particular expertise, which you have, but you couple that with your talent as humans. You're the right humans that demonstrate our core values in everything that you do. You're kind, you're committed, you're intelligent, highly skilled, profoundly humanistic, and completely dedicated to improving humanity, in my estimation. Second, the Bills have focused on culture, supporting each other, celebrating each other, being there for each other, demanding excellence from each other, always striving to improve as individuals and as a team. That sounds familiar to me too. And I didn't realize until this was highlighted on Hard Knocks. This was fascinating to me. They actually point out in the film room when players help each other up off of the turf. They point out when people celebrate after a play. And they're not critiquing a touchdown dance, but they are celebrating and pointing out where people are enthusiastic and excited for each other. They actually coach that. I never realized that before, never thought about that. You do the same thing. You pick each other up off of the turf all the time. You show enthusiasm in celebrating each other. You just did it. You've done it multiple times. You did it for our 4 building custodians. They coach that. You do too. It's really, I think, amazing and a great way to continue to build our culture to be there for each other. They also, third, create conditions for all of their players to be successful. They adjust along the way. They always focus on being intentional, measuring their success, and focusing on how to be better for the next game. We also have a plan. We have a strategy. We do the same thing. Our blueprint is focused on supporting you, supporting all kids and all families, on mental health, wellness, excellence academically, excellence operationally, and engaging every student and family. We're strategic in that. We adjust when we win. We adjust when we don't win. We measure our success always with an eye towards improving. That is just how you operate. That gets us to the playoffs, right? That gets us to winning for all of our kids, which is why all of our kids, not some of our kids, are as successful as they have ever been. It's because of you and your adjustments and the way along the way you focus on strategy and continue to build towards improvement always. And finally, I think they're just good people. Their staff. They're players too, but their staff organizationally seem to me to be good people, come to their work with joy, with enthusiasm, excitement, a focus on being the best, a lot like you. So they have great people first and foremost. They have a great culture of excellence. They care and support each other, and they have the right plan to take meaningful action to reach their goals. They trust each other and they trust the process, which I think is a really important part of their work. So again, I have to say I'm a fan. and I hope they win, but I really do enjoy thinking about how they organizationally have done that work and drawing parallels to your work. It's fun. And in fact, in that spirit, a couple of them had something to say to you.
Yo, good luck, Brighton. I guess teachers and students.
I'm not exactly sure that was the script for Deion Dawkins, and I don't know exactly what he said at the end, but it was awesome. And we will now call snow days, schno days, apparently, going forward.
Hey, Ray Davis here at the Buffalo Bills, play running back. I'm here, as you can see, at camp right now. I just want to say good luck to everybody. Good luck to the teachers, good luck to the facility, the staff, the athletes, everybody that comes with it. Hey, I love y'all. Let's go, Buffalo.
Charlie was very happy to try and get that video for all of you. So I also love that each year we have the opportunity to reflect on our kids, the focus of our work, and what our kids have to say about their experience also with you as #1 draft pick educators on this winning team. And this year's perspective, similar to what I said about our kids performing, I think it's done a little bit differently and it's awesome. So I appreciate Eric Gruner's work on this. Enjoy these kids, their perspectives over time, and if you could just think about in perspective what happens from earlier in their academic career to later, and think about everything that has gone into that. This is a good way to take a look at that.
Class of 2025 students looked back at their start in the Brighton Central School District.
I had no idea that this is what school was like, or the amount of opportunities you get.
Coloring books, snowflakes with paper. I think we did some origami and so forth, and then recess, of course.
Like all the field trips, playing on the playground and stuff, all the earthworm unit, every unit.
I mean, I love second grade. I still do. I still have fond memories of Mrs. Yearley's in the class.
One of my most vivid memories from Council Rock is getting to be selected to take the video. I remember being videoed in French Road, I think. Maybe I remember it.
I mean, I remember a lot about Council Rock, just not this specific thing.
I would want to thank Miss Shea for being such a great teacher and
looks exactly the
helping
same.
me learn stuff that I didn't know before I came to Council Rock. Miss Blaustein, I like her because she encourages us to learn so in a way that I can't really say.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, she's very philosophical.
My favorite teacher is Mrs. Yearley's, and she has made it so the wording that we have done.
I think I said Miss Yearley's is my favorite teacher, which she still is. I clearly wasn't very good at responding to questions in interviews as a second grader.
Maths is where I feel like I learned the most things.
I still love math. It's still my favorite class.
Thank you for teaching me everything that you teach me and for having me here and giving me a learning opportunity and letting me have fun.
I don't remember this at all, so it's kind of funny to look back at.
I like science. Oh my gosh, science. My favorite part of the day is recess.
I like science, but I am definitely much more of a humanities kid now. That was never my strong suit, so I'm surprised by that.
I want to thank all of the teachers who helped me out, helped me to learn, acknowledged me, and they just taught me everything. Here I can't thank them as much as I want to.
I'd say it's the exact same thing still. I will never have the words to thank all the teachers that have supported me from Council Rock, which I understood the value of them and through now. And I think my high school and every year through Brighton has been made special because of the teachers.
It's really fun here and the teachers help you learn a lot. And plus, I love pizza. I'm looking forward to go to music in French Road because I want to be a rock star. listen to the walls and listen to the walls.
I believe it's AI generated because I don't remember anything. Had potential, but I think I was never really that big into music after maybe middle school.
Well, there's a lot of nice teachers and a lot of nice teachers and a lot of nice classmates.
I liked art back then. I didn't realize how much I could pursue it and explore it when I got into school. Like whether it's fashion club or like being in that art like class 24/7 and doing a bunch of different mediums and a bunch of different clubs. I had no idea what it was like, and I was so glad it was Brighton I went to. I got a lot of opportunities.
Like all the specials and all the things we did with Miss Cranston.
All the people here are so like willing to help you, and no matter like what your strengths and weaknesses are, they'll support you either way.
I like the field trips.
Well, I've very much enjoyed my time at the Brighton Central School District. I've loved every school. I think Brighton High School is definitely the best.
It's one of my favorite schools that I've gone to so far.
Definitely not my favorite school anymore. That would definitely be VHS.
Goodbye, I'll miss you a lot.
I've made so many great memories with friends and teachers. It's really been amazing. I can't believe I'm about to leave.
I've been here since I was in kindergarten, so it's been really lovely to have that kind of like just that community over the course of 12 or 13 years.
I could not be more grateful for every single staff member, whether that's securities, teachers, substitutes, or anyone along the way who supported me, coaches especially. And I am so proud to be able to say that I'm graduating Brighton High School.
Thank you to all the great teachers I've had along the way, and thanks Brighton for a fond memory of school in general.
Thank you to every single one of my teachers, classmates, and friends over the years that have allowed me to have like the best years of my life in the Brighton Central School District.
Everyone has made such an impact on me, and I'm so grateful to have received such an amazing education. And I'm so sad to say goodbye to all my teachers.
They made going to school a lot more fun, and like they really appreciated and cared about you, and they made like, I don't know, they brought up like passion in you. I appreciate those people a lot. It's really nice to just like have that home as in school. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. This truly was our senior year, and we have to come to appreciate what we've been through and to learn from our experiences and our mistakes.
Is Michelle Arvac here? Where's Michelle Arvac? I'm not crying, you're crying, or you're not crying, I'm crying. That was awesome, Michelle, and I'm sure particularly this time of year, that's really great to see. But really fantastic. Eric, thank you again. That was just an awesome perspective. So I do really love to mention to you my own kids each year. They really are a framework for me personally, and as I think about the work professionally all the time in the context of what would I want for my kids. And what we say to all of you when you're hired. Peter's 23, still living in New York City, loving his career in politics, but I think all the time about how that was born out of his time here, his experiences in student council. And I'm going to get in trouble when I start to do this, but I just jumped out at me. Dan Wilmot, John Clement's social studies classes, Colleen Hall's English class. He keeps lists the way Katie Massey taught him to do still. Where's Katie? Katie's amazing, and I stay with him in his apartment here and there, and I would say he keeps it very neat, but relative to dishes, he could use some work with Katie Massey, perhaps. We could talk about that also. Charlie, now a junior at Fordham, studying business, also attacking his work systematically, thanks to Katie as well, thinking deeply because of the ways he was challenged by Tricia Neese, Rosemary Holfith, Rebecca Geary. He developed skills as a teammate thanks to Senior Falter and Dave Tisa. And Emma, of course, still my favorite by a long shot. Don't have time to hear all the reasons why, but she has been inspired as an artist by Jess Padilla, Michaela Courtwright, Alison Cucciarelli, among many others, and so many in the VPA department. As a reader, a writer, a thinker by Danielle Hippert, Danielle Edmonds. As a leader, Ashley Edwards, Betsy Paddock as well. And I think about her student council time with Aaron Bertner and Kristen Halligan, her time even at Council Rock, of course, with Nicole Yurleys, all of the people that have influenced her to be a do-gooder and a thinker and a writer by Katie Falter. And apparently somebody is a fashion model. I don't know what this pursed lips thing is. Can somebody explain this to me? This seems like a truly middle school look. She probably would be mortified that I showed a picture with sunburn at this point. I'm realizing as I put that up on the screen. But the kids are doing really well, and they're doing well because of you. I did ask Emma for some advice for all of you. I said, I feel like, it would be important to share with them some of like this vocabulary that I personally seem to be missing. This past year was the first time in my career when I sat in a meeting with parents next to Dan Goldman and realized that many of the parents at the table were much my junior, and I had not recognized that before until somebody used vocabulary that I literally had no idea what they were talking about. And I thought I was like up on some things, apparently not. I turned to Dan and I said, Dan, I don't know what she just said. Like, what does that mean? And then when I went home and repeated that, she's like, well, that was like 10 years ago. How do you not know that? And I won't even share with you the phrase. But she said, well, these are ones you could say to them. Number 1, 6, 7. She says it really doesn't mean anything, but the teachers will get it. 2 was Riz, which apparently is charisma. 3, skibbity, cool. And there's something about a skibbity toilet, and so I don't understand how those two things go together. People are whispering, I got it wrong probably. 4, low taper fade, which I guess is a haircut. It seems like more effort to say low taper fade than just say haircut. Mewing, a technique used to sharpen the jawline that apparently also drives middle school teachers crazy, I guess. She said you'd know all of these. And then she said you have to like finish by saying clock it. That one's good? Because I thought she was setting me up to say something very inappropriate, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. In any case, I think all the time about the work and about how you have influenced their lives, and I'm so grateful for that as a parent. Betsy and I talk about that all the time, the gift of living and being in this community and how you've influenced not just my kids, but everybody's kids, this profound impact you have on their life. Let's hear a little bit about how our kids have reached the finish line and how other people's kids feel about the contribution that you've made and where they're going and what they feel is the product of their experience here.
Being a BHS graduate means fun, opportunity, and great connections.
To me, a BHS graduate is diverse, intellectual, and overall great human being.
To be a BHS graduate means to be resourceful.
I think it means to be determined.
It means working hard. And it also means being proud.
Being a BHS graduate means being resourceful.
Access to opportunities. And proud of your education.
Being a BHS graduate means being awesome, super cool, and successful.
It means to take risks.
It means to be confident.
It means friendship, creativity, and joy.
Friendship, education, and pride.
Treating people with kindness, respect, and integrity.
Success and future.
It means being respectful. It means a community. It means to work hard.
To me, it means hard working and community.
Being a graduate means to be grateful.
Being a BHS graduate means you did hard things, you persisted, and you should be very proud of yourself.
It means you worked hard, and I guess you made it this far, and yeah.
It means being great.
It's great, it's bittersweet, and it's monumental.
Being a BHS graduate means hardworking, honest, and humorous. Being a Brighton graduate means being a dog.
I'm going to UB and I'm a BHS graduate.
I'm going to Fordham in the Bronx, New York, and I am a BHS graduate.
I'm going to UB and I'm a BHS graduate.
I'm going to the University of Pittsburgh and I'm a BHS graduate.
I'm going to MCC and I'm a BHS graduate.
I'm going to the United States Coast Guard Academy and I'm a BHS graduate.
I'm going to Michigan State University. I'm going to Clarkson University.
I'm going to RIT.
I'm going to the University of Pittsburgh.
I'm going to Emory University.
I'm going to University of Rochester. I'm going to Vassar College. I'm going to the Ohio State University. And I'm going to Binghamton University. I'm going to Villanova University. And I go to SUNY Cortland.
And I'm
want to be a hairstylist.
And I'm going to University.
I'm going to SUNY Canton.
I'm going to RIT.
I'm going to SUNY Geneseo.
I'm going to University of Vermont.
And I'm going to Boston University.
And we're VHS graduates. I'm going to the University of Rochester to study neuroscience, and I'm a VHS graduate.
I'm going to Bentley University.
And I'm going to Princeton University.
And we are VHS graduates. Yay! We did it!
That is so cool. Thanks again to Eric for putting that together. And that was Frances Lovett. Those of you who were here last year, remember Frances performed here. I saw her mom yesterday afternoon. And yes, neuroscience. And she's also like a rock star. Amazing, amazing. Those are our kids. It's really pretty fantastic. All that they do and how you get them there in so many ways. And they get there, again, because you think about them as if they are your own. You recognize that they are the number one person in somebody else's life, and you love them and care for them and support them in every way, thinking about them, again, as what would you want for your own kids? And we're so proud of that approach, that not leaving any one of them behind, thinking about every child in all that you do. We are joined by a group of amazing new people this year also, who think about the work that way, who clearly demonstrated that in the process, now are being mentored by incredible people in this room. We're very excited to welcome our new staff members. Let's hear a little bit more about each one of them.
The Brighton Central School District team is ready for the start of the 2025-26 season. Brighton has several new additions to their already strong team, and here's a look at those new staff members.
Y'all ready for this?
For the district team, Sarah Mooney is a physical therapist. Samantha Tran is a benefits specialist. For the Council Rock Primary School team, Robin Lincoln is a primary project child associate. Addison Radley is a teaching assistant. Angelica Shimkus is a first grade teacher. Eliza Stein is a first grade teacher. Gabriel Trena is a first grade teacher. And Kendra Wake is a teaching assistant. For the French Road Elementary School team, Dalal Abdeldiem is a teacher aide. Alyssa Bushnell is a special education teacher. Fultusi Chintana is a teaching assistant. Olivia Dunroe is a third grade teacher. Juliet Frischman is a fourth grade teacher. Isabella Harris is a fourth grade teacher. Julie Lane is a teaching assistant. John LaRusso is a cleaner. Abby Monahan is a third grade teacher. Mary Pilcher is an academic support instructor. Peter P. Steele is the school psychologist. Megan Sineski is a teaching assistant. Megan Stambaugh is a music teacher. Nicole Waters is a teaching assistant.
Y'all ready for this?
For the 12 Corners Middle School team, Rogan Bonner is a physical education teacher. Zachary Gilson is a special education teacher. Jun Jun is a food service helper. Amanda Masters is an assistant principal. Beth Sawyer is a special education teacher. And Scott Stein is a teaching assistant. For the Brighton High School team, Jairi Bowens is the coordinator's office administrative assistant. Mary Beth Bradshaw is a business teacher. Ava Casillo is an assistant cook manager. Taylor D'Agostino is a special education teacher. Deborah Davis is a music teacher. Danielle Federico is an English teacher. Becca Jameson is an art teacher. Timothy Johnson is a security guard. Manuela Mitchell is an English as a new language teacher. Laura Peer is a food service helper. Zahida Sakin is a food service helper. Anfitha Shoroff is a chemistry teacher. Brianne Westfall is a special education teacher. Welcome to Brighton!
To our new staff members, we don't have you come down and get corsages or anything like that, but could you please stand so we could give you one more warm welcome, please? That is awesome. Thank you for that. Yes, there's a Dr. Stein on staff. Like, we've returned to something is right in the world, and there's a Dr. Stein on staff. And did you see Bella Harris and Julia Frischman, class of 2020? That's awesome, too. So we're very excited again to continue to be supported by the most incredible group of people. Our board, as I mentioned before, many of whom are here this morning, as many who could be, they work too. Could be here to celebrate with you. We're grateful for that and all the work they do all of the year. Again, especially these days when that's particularly challenging. Our board president, a former Brighton parent and a Brighton alum, is here to greet you today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Larry Davis.
As clarification, I'm not a former parent. I'm still a parent. And I know that because I still get calls from my kids when they need things. I got a couple notes here on my phone, Dr. Hall, so don't, let me get through this. The best way to start the day, really any day, is with gratitude. As a board, we are thankful for all of you and thankful to work on the team with you. We always say we have your back, but I sincerely believe that the community we represent does as well. We sometimes give a little bit too much attention to what is actually about 5% of our population who makes 95% of the noise. But let's also understand that that 5% making all that noise may sometimes have a good point, possibly worded or delivered poorly. So let's focus on listening to what the message is, not how it's delivered. And no matter what, smile and be kind. We'll also give a shout out to the amazing buildings and ground team who kick into high gear the day after the last day of school and go like hell for 2 months to try to get all your facilities ready, as Dr. McGowan said, to the standard you expect and the standard you deliver to our kids. Amazing, amazing work, never looking for attention, always willing to jump into the messiest situation and get it clean and get it done. To all of you over there, your work is an inspiration, so thank you. Jamie Porta and Kevin always yell at me for being long-winded, so I'm going to even start to wrap up right now. On behalf of our entire board, thank you for however you prepared for this upcoming school year. Thank you for the kids you will help become better humans, for the unanticipated problems you will solve, and for the good spirits and healthy sense of humor you will maintain for the benefit of our whole community. We are honored to work with you. We look forward to all the great things that are going to happen this year. Thank you.
Current parent and former Brighton High School parent, Larry Davis, thank you. For the record, I've never yelled at him about anything, but particularly not in terms of length. So we really appreciate that, Larry. Thank you for joining us. Very, very excited to, as we do every year, such a great tradition, I think, here, to welcome our Exec Council President, who represents, I think, the most incredible kids that educators have the opportunity to work with and communities raise. Jacob Kahn Restrepo is that president. He will greet us this morning. Please join me in welcoming him up to the mic.
Good morning, Brighton faculty. My name is Jacob Kahn Restrepo, and I am the Executive Council President and an incoming junior at BHS. Before I start, by a show of hands, how many people would say that the thought of public speaking makes you feel nervous? With that in mind, I would like to shout out my mom, dad, and many friends for listening to this speech about 50 times before all of you. They made this whole process a lot easier and made speaking to you slightly less nerve-wracking. Now, I am honored to welcome all of you to the 2025-2026 school year. Special thank you to the many people who have made this event a reality, including all of you for being here bright and early this Wednesday. I hope that all of you are as enthusiastic for the school year as I am. During the summer, I volunteered at a local organization along with a new Brighton parent. There, I was asked to describe my experiences in the district in one word. There are many words that I thought of, such as diverse, awesome, unique, and very competitive. But one that stood out among the rest was family. I don't mean this in that all of you and I are related, but more in that every single person who enters these buildings belongs. Walking in on that first day of kindergarten, I was unaware of the true potential that was ready to be unlocked. Personally, I would have never discovered the magic of biology if it weren't for Miss Wade's crazy stories and lectures. And believe me when I say our class still reminisces on them. I didn't know how much I enjoyed history until I found myself constantly answering Mr. Clemens' questions of the day, eventually winning the grand prize of major bragging rights that are still used with my friends. My passion for geometry was sparked by Miss Wiley. The usual conversation consisted of congruency theorems, coordinate proofs, and how Josh Allen saved us from yet another heartbreaking loss. And to all my Bills fans out there, know that this year's our year. Go Bills. Now, I know all of these examples are just from high school, but throughout my 11 years at Brighton, there are countless memories that have created the foundation to the person I am today. Bearing that in mind, thank you teachers for all that you do, and even more than that, for showing up. You are the backbone of every student's education, and within each student is a key to unlock endless possibilities of discovery. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the extensive work and tireless hours that all of you put in. Being a teacher these days and having to deal with kids is not easy, but your resiliency and never give up attitude is very remarkable. However, you are not the only people in the building. There are so many more members of our family than only the teachers. Thank you to the administrators for ensuring that the school day runs smoothly and always fostering a positive community, especially T. Hall. If you've ever met him, he never fails to put a smile on your face. Whether it is walking into school at 7 in the morning or 9 p.m. on the top of the Eiffel Tower, he's a true demonstration of the qualities required to be an amazing leader. Thank you to all the members of Central Office, including the Board of Education and Dr. McGowan, for always putting the students first and allowing our funds to be properly managed. After sitting through an exciting 45-minute budget meeting, I truly grasped the impact that all of you have on us and became appreciative of all that you do. Thank you to the security guards for the tireless hours of keeping our hallways safe and our sports games secure. Thank you to the custodial staff who ensures our schools are clean and tidy. And to all those that I didn't mention, know that your work never goes unnoticed and that you are essential to our family, giving students experiences at all schools that are top-notch. It's frankly not surprising that our school has been consistently ranked among the top in the nation and is a direct reflection of the work that each and every one of you do for us. I'll end this off with another anecdote. Last June, I attended a leadership conference. There, I saw over 150 different students from diverse backgrounds work towards the common goal of becoming better leaders. This culminated in the creation of over 200 lasagnas for families in need. During the creation of the lasagnas, I had the time to pause and realize how our Brighton family works towards the common goal of making a world a better place, and I became way more grateful for all that you do. I hope that Brighton continues the legacy that it has had over these last decades, providing a cultural melting pot that allows students to follow their dreams. Let's make this an amazing year, and as always, it is a great day to be a Bruin. Thank you.
Jacob, if you were nervous or anxious, it did not show one bit. That was pretty amazing. Thank you. And how kind. Did you hear him say a 45-minute exciting budget meeting? Evidence of what a kind, thoughtful soul he is. It should have said in the captions, cue laugh track there. We're very, very fortunate to have this incredible group of graduates from years past. People have accomplished so much. There's a really amazing display that has been in the high school foyer for quite a while, digital display, where you can learn more about our Alumni Hall of Fame and the unbelievable contributions that they have made in all fields, political, the arts, the sciences. We have graduates who have done the daily national security briefing to the president for years and years, those that have published books, won prizes, written constitutions for developing nations, made incredible contributions and discoveries in the sciences that have helped people lead better lives. They are represented by the Brighton Alumni Association, and I think is a really incredible example of what makes this district like none other. So here to represent our alumni and to greet you this morning is our Alumni Association leader, Stephen Gaudioso.
Thanks very much for that kind introduction, Kevin. Before I begin my formal remarks, prepared remarks, and not formal, I just want to give a shout out to Jacob, the prior speaker. He has been the student rep to the Brighton Alumni Association for this past year, and he has done an outstanding job. He has clearly been the most engaged and the most constructive and helpful student rep we've ever had. And so I really give him the credit. So, since its inception in 1999, the Brighton Schools Alumni Association has sought to be a strategic partner in maintaining and enhancing the educational excellence of the Brighton Central School District, as well as to serve its many alumni around the world. On the latter note, I know that a number of you here are Brighton alums, and I ask you to raise your hand and be recognized. There are a few. Wonderful. Through the generous contributions of its alumni, BSAA has provided the resources for many initiatives supporting both Brighton students and the schools. Here are just a few highlights. Since its inception in 2007, the BSAA has provided over $200,000 in alumni scholarships for 30 students going on to higher education. And since 2020, 7 students have been awarded over $7,000 for exemplary English writing and publishing skills. Since 2022, over 50 students have been sponsored to attend student leadership conferences, academic competitions, and HBCU college trips with subsidies amounting to nearly $15,000. Grants amounting to over $25,000 have been provided to the BHS Morning News Show, Springfest T-shirts, the PTSA Hardship Fund, and other student-centered activities. On the school side, over $115,000 has been donated for construction of the BHS and 12 Corners Middle School courtyards, the Alumni BHS dual interactive display that Kevin mentioned earlier, and improvements to the BHS Media Center. I would be remiss in not also mentioning the 77 alumni representing outstanding professional achievement, as well as having demonstrated a commitment to giving back to society at the local, national, or international level, who have been inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame since 2006. Their recognition plaques are currently on display in the Alumni Resource Center located in the District Administration Building. I encourage you to see them there. And so, I welcome you to another exciting year in the long history of the Brighton Central School District and look forward to continuing to be the ongoing BSAA support for all that Brighton aspires to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Really appreciate that, and all the work that the Alumni Association does as well. I know you are as proud to be a Bruin as I am. To that end, once again this year, we would invite you to participate in building that team spirit around here by wearing blue and white, engaging in Bruins gear on Fridays, and I'm sure in the fall, and hopefully into the winter time, and on maybe some Bills gear on Fridays too. We look forward to that. We'll be inviting kids to participate, of course, in that as well, and look forward to continuing to build that togetherness each year. I don't think any other superintendent can say what I have the privilege of saying about how much we care deeply about you organizationally and how much this community cares about you and the ways that you do things. Now, I will say, with exception, one being the staff member who did text me after I spoke a couple of minutes ago, referring to me as Unk, whatever that might mean, and saying that what I said was cringe. So thank you very much. I did care about you. No, I'm just kidding, I still do. But I was thinking too about this changing dynamic and the stories that we tell, and something that Jacob said. And I do want to tell this quick story that I think exemplifies a lot of who we are and how we've shifted over time. I came in here later in the evening yesterday to just, kind of polish up some things and think about it. I know some of you are probably thinking you should have polished up a little bit more, but to think about this work and be in this space. And I bumped into Tom Hall on the way out the door. And one, I don't think he'd mind me telling you, because the high school staff will know pretty quickly at their meeting, Tom's experiencing some really significant back pain and a back issue. And here he was, despite that, like immobilizing pain and challenge, traipsing up and down the stairs, getting a yearbook from the early 90s. And, I said, what's going on? What are you doing? And he was telling me the story of a student who graduated at that period of time, who could not afford a yearbook, couldn't afford actually the senior portraits in the yearbook, and at a different time in a different space, just reflecting on that, not being critical of that, never got one and never got to participate in that, and didn't have the opportunity to be helped by people the way Stephen just pointed out the Alumni Association has, and so many of you in this room have, and the way you think about things. And so this person's daughter reached out saying, we're having this celebration for my mom. This would mean a lot, never had one. And instead of getting what is, I think, organizationally a response that you get other places, and if you've dealt with other institutions, government, schools, colleges, you know how these emails do or do not get returned, or phone calls do or do not get returned, a lot of times by institutions. But the response of the people here was, wow, what can we do to help? Let's figure that out. Let's find a yearbook. To which Tom was getting the yearbook to send down for this person's celebration. So they now have a yearbook, and the response was just automatic here. Finding a way to meet that person's need, despite the fact that they've been gone for 30 plus years, lives many states away, no other connection to the district. And in response also, by the way, this person was making a donation to make sure that that doesn't happen for other kids, that they can be supported in that. That's who we are, that kind of response, organizationally, but also from people like Tom, who represents the way you operate. So thank you for that and being the people that you are. Appreciate that. Very grateful for our opportunity to work collaboratively and the relationships that we have in this district. It is warm, it is supportive, it is caring, it is solution focused in terms of our collective bargaining agreements and relationships and the way we problem solve. It's meaningful, it's collaborative, and it really, I think, makes a big difference in the work. We enjoy this relationship, I think, with all of our units and our non-unit staff members who represent everybody here, clerical staff, tutors, technology staff, building ground staff members, nurses, and administrators. And it could be a formal relationship, and at times it has to be due to the business nature of it, but boy, it is really focused on meeting the needs of the people in this space. I'm very fortunate to call Jamie Porta such a partner in that, the BTA president, a friend and colleague that I've had the pleasure of working with, and he has also asked that I remind you to please stick around after for a brief BTA meeting right here in this space as well. Joseph Martin's president of the Brighton Educational Paraprofessionals Association, another colleague whose leadership and work is so appreciated, asked that I remind all of those unit members that they will have a meeting right here at BHS in room 262, also immediately following this meeting. Now, as I have said to you for 17 opening days now, children are so much better off for having spent their days with you. And again, you are the magic makers, you are the dream catchers, you are the ones that make it happen. The world and all of us in it will be better off because of all that you do to shape the next generation of leaders, thinkers, artists. You are heroes in this world and for our children. It will be another great year, and it will be because of you. One last message from someone and an organization near and dear to our heart.
Welcome back to school, Brighton. My name is Dawson Knox, and I'm a tight end for the Buffalo Bills. As you enter a new school year, remember to game plan, be a good teammate, and celebrate the wins, just like on a football field. Best of luck on your year, and go Bills.
We'll be sending that out to our kids and families as well. You are Brighton, you are excellence for all. Thank you, good luck, and best wishes for our best year yet. Go Bills and go Bruins.